I don't think you really understand what's going on at the swaps now. Welcome to the Smallscape. Today we are talking fish swaps, and I've noticed specifically there are actually three things that I need to bring to your attention, but the first one had to do with a trend that I have seen, and it just hit my radar this last Saturday at the Greenwater Swap. We are in the Chicagoland area. We just had the Greenwater Swap in Tinley Park. Next week it's Northbrook, and then the following week is Iowa. But we're big proponents of going to fish swaps. We sell there as well. I also shop there. And then also joining your local fish clubs if you have one. If not, I highly recommend you start one in your area. But there is a trend that I absolutely had to bring to you that I've noticed that you should know about, and that would be fish keepers from, back in the day. They are now reaching the age that they're no longer in the hobby. Either maybe a spouse has passed away, or maybe they're downsizing, maybe they're moving in with relatives, or just leaving the hobby or downsizing their hobby. And there seems to be a lot of vintage items that are hitting the swaps, and it may be cool stuff like this. Now you know that I collect castles. Not everybody's into vintage aquarium decor, but something like this, actually Mr. Primetime picked this up, and it's a really cool made in France air pump from the 50s. Really cool, and I don't even know if it works, but it'll sit on a shelf. Even if you're not into vintage decor, like aquarium decor like we are, there's also aquariums, and there was actually stands, matching aquariums and stands from like metal frame that were really cool that I wanted so bad, and I was going to take footage of it, but I just actually removed myself from the whole area. I said no, because I really wanted it, but I don't have the space, so it was just too painful. I just had to pull myself out. But I wanted to let you know that definitely one extra reason to go to the swaps, because you're finding these things, and they're usually very good prices, because they're just looking to liquidate, make some money, and they're probably not at the age that they really want to go onto eBay and worry about that. They just want to give it to their fish club and make a few bucks and then take it home. Even if you would like to buy and resell items like this to get them into, I'm big into the secondary market. I think it is a valuable resource for both sides. Either you're looking to liquidate or you're trying to purchase and resell it to get it into the hands of people who would really appreciate it, like me and Mr. Primetime. We will totally appreciate having this on our shelf, and it's not just a good bargain. It was a good bargain, but also just really cool to have and to cherish. The second item that I wanted to specifically point out is, I've talked about plants. You can get great bargains at the fish swaps. I refer to the Buse guy. He has a lot of different Buse. I hope he's coming around the circuit again this year. He has Buse planted on little pieces of driftwood. Amazing. You get a lot for your money. But the gentleman next to us, and I cannot think of his name, who is next to us at Greenwater, he sells really cool plants, and sometimes even you can get house plants, and house plants maybe that can even go in your aquarium if you have like a vivarium. But I did get this, and I don't know if you know what plant this is. Do you leave a comment? It's a mangrove, and I got a few. I got him and a few of his friends, and I will quite possibly be putting it in the 22 long, which I really wanted to start work on this week, except it's like in the mid 80s out there, and that means it's almost 80 in that room. It gets very, very warm, and I just couldn't do it. So when it cools off, I'm going to be back in there starting the 22 long, and I think you're going to see him and his buddies in there. But when you do get plants from these sellers, they're going to know about them. They're going to be able to give you some tips and tricks if you're not familiar with them, because I'm definitely not familiar with the mangrove, but it's a great resource. And then lastly, in addition to vintage items, sellers frequently have a lot of their own items that maybe they don't need anymore, so you're almost always going to see small little tanks, desktop tanks, that they've maybe picked up at a good price, or they don't want it anymore. So you can almost always find a small little tank for your desk. And then also there are some sellers like our friend Eric. He brought in some of these, and this is one of the 2 boxes that you're gonna see this little guy set up. This box has the base in it, and then it also has this really cool light that is rated to grow plants. And then the terrarium part the glass part is in another box. But totally excited to set this guy up in the lounge on one of the shelves. I've already measured it. It's gonna fit in perfectly. But things like this, definitely you can get them at a good price, and it's really fun to kind of add to your collection. Or if maybe you're just a little bored with the hobby, or you want to kind of branch out and maybe you don't have enough nano tanks and you need more, it's a great place to go to your local swap and then hang out with fish nerds. It's just a good time. So that's your video for the week. Hopefully, like I said, I will be starting work on the 22 long next week up in the lounge. Very excited, and I'll see you then.